like tweet for this?
Um, yes. Hi, James. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining in this last day of, well, almost last day of the auction of
Yeah,
La Flores'
exciting.
first ordinal collection in Trio. Um, I think you can share the link on Twitter where it's in our channel. Let me share it with you.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, oh, it's that same link. Oh,
no, it's a
okay,
Twitter link.
perfect.
Yes.
Excellent. Cool. I'll just retweet this. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Well, welcome. I am so excited that this almost the last day, and we've been all the past week dropping the pieces for Las Flores' first Ordinals collection, and I'm so glad to have you here to talk about your piece, your journey as an artist, and I just wanna first let you introduce yourself so people who are new in the chat, well, I mean, they don't know anything about Las Flores and about yourself. They can understand a little bit more about you as an artist.
Yeah. So I'm an animator, and I've worked on movies in Hollywood for almost a decade. And I worked on some animated NFT projects with the Rick and Morty people, which got me super interested in Web3. And then I started making my own NFTs, and I sort of saw it as a cool funding mechanism for creating my own film projects and funding my own film projects. So yeah, I started making stuff and started importantly going to the events and shaking hands and meeting people and becoming friends with uh, artists and collectors and people like you, and that has been really cool and important and exciting. And yeah, I've been doing Web3 stuff for almost 3 years now, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, like I have this project, Ray. Oh, my finger is being like edited out. There we go. This
It's
project,
there.
Ray,
Yeah.
right here, um, that I'm funding with this piece that I have in the Las Flores collection, which is exciting. Eternal Rose. It's a animated uh, film project. I want to start with making like a short kind of teaser short film for, and I'm making NFTs to fund that and collect producers. So yeah, the first piece, Eternal Rose, which has a bid, uh,
Yay.
is yeah, is going to be that. So yeah, I'm excited. Like it's an anonymous bidder. I know who that person is.
Oh, really? Yay. Well, thanks for that anonymous bidder.
I'm
I
hearing
could,
music. Is that coming from your end?
yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
decided to play. So it's like
Sorry.
more enjoyable. Yes, because you got a bit. That's amazing. It's the vibe that we want in Las Flores.
I, lo- this is so cool. Like the glitchiness of it, it like fits the project perfectly.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So tell us about Frey and about this project in particular. What it is about, and like the flower, the eternal rose that is in Frey's hand. What is the symbol for that flower?
Yeah, sure. So um, I originally I just like have always loved like dystopian uh, stories and like stories of like resistance. I read a book that was really cool. It might be my favorite book. It's called Snow Crash, and I love it so much that I can't even remember who it's written by. But it's it's a really awesome book that takes place in this kind of like futuristic version of Los Angeles that's kind of similar to like a Blade Runner thing, where like it's like neighborhoods and cities are owned by corporations. So there's like the Pizza Hut. There's like Los Angeles brought to you by Pizza Hut or something like that.
Cool.
Um, and so I've always kind of like loved like I love story. Snow Crash is a novel written by the American writer Neil Stevenson. Yes, thank you. Oh, that's you. Thank you. Thank you, host. Oh God, I'm such a
You're
big fan of
welcome.
host. Um, so yeah, and yeah, so I love Blade Runner, and I love kind of like I even love even though it's kind of corny, I love the what's that series of movies called? Hunger Games. I just love like
Really?
the yeah, I mean they kind of like corny teen bopped like version of like a dystopian and kind of ripped off I'm forgetting all the names of movies right now. There's a
I,
Japanese movie that it was kind
I
of ripping off.
Yes, I really like the Hunger Games. I think I like the first movie the most, and the second one, I actually rewatched it last week or 2 weeks ago, and I was like, okay, so the first one is like super entertaining, but the second one is like they spend so much time doing like the propaganda for the rebel movement. I'm like, I don't know. I think they stretched it too much in the
Oh,
second one,
okay.
but I
I
like.
actually I don't know if I actually saw the second one. I thought the first one was a cool standalone movie.
Yes, the first one was is the only one that I would recommend. To
Oh,
be honest.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, in any case,
yeah.
I love I also love Alien, and I just love like okay. Anyways, I'm not answering the question. The answer is this movie. The rose is like symbol of resistance against this kind of like corrupt mafia government who
Hmm.
uh, who hires bounty hunters to go around killing the outlawed hologram people. They're like I've been calling them AI. This I've started writing this before like AI became a thing, so I might change the name of that since AI is like everywhere now. But so her job in this like dystopian world was to go around hunting down illegal hologram people, kind of like replicants in Blade Runner.
Hmm.
But she discovers in Blade Runner, replicants were robots that they were created in the past to like help with tasks, like you know, help do the jobs that no one wants to do, like be helper people. And then they became outlawed, and then they hired people like Harrison Ford to go kill them all. So that's kind of like what our protagonist Frey was. She was a bounty hunter, taking down these hologram people until one day her target is a little boy who, before she kills him, she realizes is her little brother who went missing when she was a little kid. So she suddenly discovers that these AI people aren't just robots that were like manufactured. They're actually like the consciousness of real people who got like disappeared and created into like helper bots. So instead of killing her like hologram little brother, she takes him and they kind of go. She goes missing, or like she runs away, and now it's like 10 years later or something, and she's back for some fucking sweet revenge. Um, so yeah, definitely, and the rose is like a symbol of resistance because like in this future, the like greed of industry and the corporate and the mafia government has made it so the rose has gone extinct. So it's like a symbol of like fuck you to the government, and it's illegal to display.
Yeah.
So she is kind of like displaying resistance against the powers that be by displaying that rose. Um, yeah, so that's what the rose represents. Which is why when you were telling me about Las Flores and the event and Web3, I was just like,
This
perfect.
really matches. That's what I was gonna tell you. Like the resistance, it's like super aligned with the Web3 ideology and with everything that is going on right now. Because we're just tired of all these like broken systems that are just corrupted and not functional at all. So
Absolutely.
That's a really nice concept. I think it's a fresh idea, and I don't know what inspired you to create this amazing project or this concept.
Well, style-wise, I just love. There's a few different things that are kind of like inspired. Like I always wanted to make. I grew up watching like Cowboy Bebop and
Hmm.
like anime stuff and Studio Ghibli and then live action movies. Like I love Blade Runner and The Fifth Element and The Matrix and stuff. So and just I love the vibe of Blade Runner and I love the vibe of Cowboy Bebop. They both kind of have this like sci-fi ambiance that's really like quite relaxing, even though they're both like action stories.
Hmm.
So and then I love Studio. I'm just obsessed with Studio Ghibli. Even
Yes.
before it was cool. I mean, I think it was always cool, but
Before it was known by most of the people who are using the filter, the Studio Ghibli filter.
yeah. Well, it was. I mean, like in Japan, it's very well known. Like whenever
That's
a
true.
Ghibli movie comes out, it becomes the new top-grossing Japanese film of all time. But um, so yeah, so I've always kind of like been obsessed with the idea of creating like a Blade Runner-y type show in the style of Studio Ghibli. It's like, what if,
Mhm.
hey, what if Miyazaki made a Blade Runner movie? And
Yeah.
then, so that's for style, that's what I'm picturing. And then for story, I always love, I mean, this sounds kind of pandering, but I always love a female protagonist. Uh,
I
just
love
to,
it.
yeah, just because, well, one, like the master plot hero's journey story, like typically is um, starring a guy or a boy. Uh, so that already is adding something else, and also it kind of is like more makes it more of like an underdog right off the bat, especially when
Hmm.
it's a girl, like a little girl. That's like um, Spirited Away is like the perfect movie in that regard. It's like a little girl who runs like this, like ah, and then by the end of the movie, she's like a super like confident badass. But I one of my favorite protagonists in film history is Ellen Ripley from Alien.
Okay.
Uh, and have you seen Alien?
Yes, of course.
Uh, and I just love the like uh, I love the like kind of pissed off like middle-aged woman protagonist. Um, so I'm picturing Frey being like 40 and like has scars, and like she's just like she's just pissed. Like there was a recent uh, uh show on Netflix called Blue Eye Samurai, which I recommend to everyone to watch because
Okay.
it's just like she just a quick 10-second rundown is she's half white, half Japanese in a time where in Japan where they were really isolationist in like feudal Japan, and they were really racist against other people. So she's a Japanese lady with blue eyes, so everyone thinks she's a demon,
Oh
and
wow.
she uh, ha- has some horrible. So someone kills her parents or like does some in a really fucked up way, and she's like, no, she knows it's like one of 12 people, I think, and then she's just like going around just fucking like killing anyone in her way to like
Hmm.
get revenge, and
Wow.
it's just so badass. It's like she's just this pissed off protagonist with a kind of like heart of gold, but anyway, it's basically like that. That's like yeah, a big
I like it
inspiration
because
as well.
it's not like the traditional mainstream, protagonist who is like usually like a good looking young woman or a good looking young guy. It's a person who, I mean, I feel like sometimes movies that the protagonist is someone who was actually a real person or people who we can actually relate with, those are missing in many movies.
Right.
And also, like, it shows that it's never late, or it's never like, it doesn't matter what your age is. It's always like, a good moment to start the hero the a new journey, a new adventure, or also to just take action on anything that is a part of your belief system. So I feel
Yep.
like this
It's
is
never
really
too late
cool.
to get revenge.
Exactly. I mean, but I feel like revenge is also like part of a learning process where you will gain like experience and wisdom somehow from like whatever you do, as long as you're channeling your, I mean, it's not revenge just because it's like also for a good cause, right? So
Right.
it's not like I
Yep.
want to kill everyone.
Yep. Well, in the I have like the teaser trailer script or the teaser short film,
Hmm.
which like I think like I don't know, maybe 40 goons get killed or something in the first like 3 or 4 minutes of it.
Wow, cool, cool.
So yeah, she definitely.
It's like Kill Bill as well.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
I
Kill Bill
love
is a
that
good
movie, by
example.
the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Wow, so that's really cool. So for as a filmmaker, now we're gonna go through like a different kind of conversation, because I want also like people who are new in Web3, and they are filmmakers and they are trying to find different ways to monetize or to produce their projects. I think we are in a really early stage, but also like you as a filmmaker and knowing the power of blockchain or these technologies, what's what's your experience and what are your thoughts of like an ideal way to produce a film using blockchain, or for example with this first collection which is scripted in Bitcoin? Like what's your advice or your point of view regarding to these technologies in film? Sorry, it's probably too long a question that I
No,
do.
no. I Advice is a little tough. I still feel like I'm like
Learning.
learning and it's new. Yeah, and also it's kind of a challenge because I think I almost think the maybe so one thing that I'm kind of learning is that the type of collector is different than the people that I'm trying to attract with my more like fine art stuff. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think the majority of like the like Web3 art collectors are actually different than Film 3 collectors. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think when trying to get people to buy these like tokens that like turn you into a producer of a film project, like I think I've been kind of having maybe the wrong approach by hoping to attract the like art scene, the like gallery, like
Yeah.
collectory type people as people that would be interested in buying or
Mm-hmm.
bidding. Like that's been quite hard. Um, so yeah, I don't know. But there are people who are finding success. I think also like I'm just getting started. So
Yes.
and I'm not doing some like big grand campaign. So I'm not sure if I'm like the best example. But there are people who are finding and have found success in this way. One being Robbie Shillstone, who I like to shill right on the
For sure.
reg, who's doing public on Solana and sells individual characters as tokens that if you own one, then you become a producer of his film project. And he's I think he's sold 15, and he's done pretty well. Like they've gone for like $1,500 worth of Solana each or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then there's been other people. Miguel Faust made a feature funded through Web3, and David Bianchi funded his show with Mina Suvari that was Emmy nominated. That was also a sci-fi show, live action. So I think like doing a deep dive on some of these people who have found success would be my advice. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
it's so experimental.
Totally, and also I feel like also these amazing artists are as well like you know, they have a strong database fan, or sorry, a strong fan base,
Right.
and that's something that it takes time. And yeah, I feel like collectors as well are like maybe looking for something different. I don't know. It's a tough market. It's a tough industry as well, where everything is like at an early age. But as you said, there's like use cases that are having somewhat success, and it's really like a challenge, and also a doctrine, educational and a learning curve about how to support film with Web3 technologies. I feel like right now it's more like art and memberships and different kind of products, but film is something that is you know almost inexistent.
Right. Well, also, I was talking to a collector builder friend today who said something which I feel like I need someone to like shout into my ear like every day, which is he's like, don't even like stop looking at the number of likes, stop looking at like what your auction sells for,
Mm-hmm.
like, and just keep relentlessly like pushing on and putting stuff out, like, uh, like that dedication and relentlessness is like what collectors are interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like they will come eventually. Like if you try to force it, then like good luck to you, you know. But like and Robbie again, I don't know. I like hope I'm not speaking out of turn here, but like I've gone to as many of his spaces as possible when he's talking about the auctions, and there's like always like 3 people there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
he puts it on every time anyway, and like has a great attitude and has the space for like over an hour, and yeah, at first it was kind of slow with the auctions, and in retrospect I was kind of like I was sort of like waiting to see uh like how it would go, I was like, oh, I'll throw a bid in eventually, like, I was like, maybe the momentum will slow down and I can help out later with
Mm-hmm.
with one of the characters later. I can buy one of the characters later when he has less momentum. But it was like totally wrong. It just the momentum went up and up and up like this, and they became kind of out of my price range. Uh, but anyways, yeah, I thought that was a great example of just like sticking with it, and that's sort of my plan now. Is like just post stuff as often as possible, make stuff in the open, show your dedication, and just don't even. I wish there was a way to like turn off like the analytics on your posts, because like
Yes.
it is just a bit disheartening when you like post and you look at it again a couple hours later and it's like 3 views, 1 like,
Yeah.
and it's your mom. Yeah.
I know. It's yourself from a different account, which also happened to me like time ago. So I was like, yes, keep going. Just doesn't matter. You know what you're doing. You know that you're building something based on your values, and also people will appreciate it. And a lot of people also appreciate it. So we're here because also like a lot of people have been in the space for a long time. They are giving us the space to launch this collection. They are giving us the space to create partnerships as well. And I think that we're creating a new platform for filmmakers that eventually will gain more strength, credibility, stability. And yes, it's a hard work, but we're there. We're here.
Yeah,
We're
totally.
here in a
And
Sunday morning, or I mean, it's not morning anymore here, but at least talking about it.
absolutely. And I think, the same is true for what you're doing with Las Flores. Like, you know, uh, it's a slow burn at the beginning, but eventually we'll have that snowball effect, and kudos to you for like sticking with it and being passionate and continuing on. Like, forging through. I think like right now is an important time to show like what's the word, like resolve, and not get discouraged by the bear and weird economy and stuff. I won't get too political, but and
Yes.
those things that rhyme with schmerif that are really helping everyone's wallet
Yeah.
right now. But anyway, but yeah, I think it's great. I think it's
You
only a matter of
know,
time before like it gets big enough that like people get it, and it becomes more part of the zeitgeist.
totally. So right now I'm just like going to different events and like going to different communities as well that are interested in build a real network, and that's also super important. I feel like if you are like new in the ecosystem and if you want to learn about it, just go to different Web3 events and learn about what's going on with real people, because here in X or in social media, it's easier to get lost and to not understand and get probably frustrated about all the information that is constantly out there. But
Right.
if you go there and you have a real conversation with someone who actually knows about blockchain or these technologies, will potentially explain you better what you're like. And also you need to start learning and have like a self discipline to learn by yourself, so you can ask the right questions, because there's like a learning time that you need to give to yourself and try to understand by yourself, and the things that you don't understand, then you go and ask people, because otherwise it's too big, this world, that there's different ways to explain it, but you need to understand it from your own perspective, I think. And it's something that it will come from you, not from someone else who's gonna like suddenly teach you everything you need to learn about the Web3 technologies, right? I
Right.
feel
Yeah, totally. It's like,
I was
yeah,
monologuing, but
no, it's absolutely true. Like, that I'm a pretty normally shy, or at least introverted person. So it's kind of a challenge to go to these events, but I end up like sort of connecting more and vibing more with people that are like that. And
yeah,
like, yeah, just everyone you talk to, even the like most unassuming people there, have like such valuable insights, and just connecting and like having, like it's like I like fly out to like NFT NYC, and even just going and sharing Twitter like follows with like 20 people who are interested and involved in the space, like makes it worth the like couple $1,000 of doing the trip.
totally. And that's how you create real networking, real connections, because they will identify you from a certain event and like, oh yeah, I know this person, so this guy is not a robot, or
Yeah,
trying
that's why I
to,
put my face as my profile picture, so
yeah,
like people can like be like, all right, that guy, that douchebag.
yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good advice. So I think like I haven't said anything about Las Flores, because I don't know, we just started right away talking about um, our mission in this live streaming, which was talking or learning about your film project. But I feel like right now we have 27 people watching us,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's super cool, because we've been pushing this collection for a long time. So Las Flores is a film festival, but it's also like a space for filmmakers to learn about Web3 technologies. We bring experts from different fields and different backgrounds, such as um, film, of course, Web3, even AI as well. And also we have, for example, a lawyer who has certifications in AI and Web3 intellectual property. So we host panels with these different profiles, and they talk about the impact of these technologies in film, how to apply them in your art or film projects, and also we have screenings of the movies that are related with Web3 or movies that are also part of the official selection because it's a festival, so you can participate submitting your film in Las Flores Web3. Last year we had 20 countries participating and we screened around 10 of those countries. For 3 days we had different short films from different categories. We also had a documentary about Bitcoin, and we had a sponsor who was a Bitcoin product in Mexico City. And we also had a gala, which was in an amazing museum in Mexico City, and we also had venues in Montreal. So this second year, we're gonna also have panels. We're gonna have screenings. We're gonna have our gala, which is gonna be like the closure of the festival. And I don't know, I'm just like super excited because this first collection of Las Flores was supposed to be last year, but if it was last year, I mean, I met James in December, and we met, and I invited him to be part of this collection. So if we had this collection last year, he wouldn't be here today. So I'm like super,
Oh.
super happy about it. But yeah, like this first collection was all about putting our pieces out there and showing how we want to support this film project through art and through different projects and profiles from different countries. Our collection was about 10 artists from different countries, and each piece had like its different theme, it's different inspiration or background, mostly cinema and flowers. But yeah, it was a really learning process, like a beautiful and interesting and also stressful learning curve of how to do this. So now that we've done that, there's so many filmmakers and people who believe in Las Flores and are going to be part of the second year as well. So just for you to know, yeah, if you have anything to ask or any question and you're watching this live stream, you can put it in the chat and we can see it and reply you.
I have a question.
Yes.
So a couple questions. So when is the film festival again, and where?
It's in October. It's going to be in Mexico City and in Montreal. We're going to be posting the venues very soon once we close specific partnerships, but expect all the information at least by the end of May. So yeah, follow
Cool.
Las Flores.
And do you think it'll be possible to have like an art exhibition, like get screens and do another like Las Flores collection, and like actually have like a kind of gallery exhibition kind of thing?
Yes. So because it's gonna be in, I'm gonna write it down. So it's a Museo Sumaya or Sumaya Museum. Sumaya Museum.
Cool.
There we have a whole space for screens and for people to go and show their art and their products as well, because we want to partner with specific products which are aligned with our vision. So yes.
Amazing. And then also, do you think that you'll be able to get any members of Pink Floyd to come and be a part of it?
That's amazing. That's a great question, James. So yes, we're gonna have actually Scott Page, who is a saxophonist who has played for Pink Floyd, Supertramp, and Toto, and he's gonna be performing Dark Side of the Moon in our festival for this year, and that's really an alpha.
Yeah.
For this live stream. But yes,
Cool.
I met Scott. We met Scott in Tulum last year in December, and he's an amazing musician, but especially an amazing person. And I was like, "Hey, Scott, you want to play in my festival?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's go." So yes, he's gonna be part of Las Flores. I'm super excited about it.
Amazing. I obviously am being facetious, and have the insider information. But yeah, I'm really excited for the film festival because it's kind of more than a film festival. It's also like a Web3 art conference as well. And I'm really excited for like last year's one. I wasn't there, but it seemed really cool. And this year's one, it seems like it's going to be just like amazing. And I'm really excited for it to take place, obviously, but also just for the mic drop that it's going to be in Web3. I can't wait for it to be, like one of the big uh, Web3 events, and like Film 3 has been like kind of begging for its own sort of like place to congregate, and
Totally.
I think this is going to be really cool. And yeah,
So
rock
we're
on.
also partnering with Decentralized Picture, which is a film three godfather that has produced different movies using a decentralized way, which is they put their projects like any filmmaker can go in decentralized pictures and apply for get funds to produce their film, and people vote, and then they receive the like film production money, and they make it. So it's a really amazing way to produce your films. We also partner with the Squad, which is also a film production studio, and I don't know, like we're closing many collaborations and partnerships with different projects for also believing in this movement. So expect interesting and amazing panels, talks, screenings, and just the real deal film festival experience with a red carpet and a gala and everyone showing up with a suit and a dress. Because I don't know, I think that's also missing in the Web3 world, like a nice gala.
Yeah, true. I know. Yeah, I'm trying to picture some of the. Usually, people are showing up in like merch hoodies and stuff to these events with like drinking like champagne and stuff. So maybe it'll finally
Yes.
inspire some of these Web3 people to take a fucking shower.
Yes, there's gonna be a dressing code. Of course, for the screenings and panels, you can go however you want. But if you really want to go to the gala, there's gonna be a dressing code, for sure.
Nice. I'm gonna get a custom made tuxedo made out of pajamas so I can be comfortable.
Okay, that's a good strategy as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, James, I don't know if you have any last thing to say about the Eternal Rose before we start closing our live streaming.
Uh, sure. I guess just like I'm really excited and grateful. Like, thank you so much for including me. And there is a bid on it already, which means I'm definitely going to be getting Bitcoin transferred to my new Bitcoin wallet, which will be my first piece of Bitcoin I've ever owned, which I'm really excited
Yay!
about. And also that there's just been the one bid on it, which is at about I think like $250 or something, and that not to like shill or whatever, but like this is a for how I guess yeah, that's sort of what's interesting in what I'm trying to do is I'm like I promise it's going to be cool, you guys. Like I think until I'm actually showing how dope the project is, like I probably will struggle to get like the big bids in, but the fact that there's like I think this will be the cheapest one of one associated with Frey that you could possibly hope to get. So if you feel like getting a cheap one of one from Wizard James, then this is a good place to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also your piece is beautiful too. I loved that you posted the behind the scenes of how you put it together. That's like when I'm like thinking about collecting something or like appreciating a piece of art, especially nowadays in this kind of like AI era. Like
Yeah.
I really like to see the process behind it. Like that's the shame of not to suddenly be talking about AI, but that's sort of the shame of the AI era is that like it's hard to tell like someone could have spent like 100 hours on like painting every tiny little detail of something, and
Yeah.
it's like, huh, is that AI? I don't know. So I love, and not to say that like using AI in your process isn't good, is bad or anything,
No,
but
no.
I loved seeing your process and your placement of things and the binary and everything. So I don't know. Do you want to? Is this conversation about? It's supposed to be about Eternal Roads, or do
It
you want
can
to talk about
also
your
it
piece?
can also be about the hypermatrix.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so my piece that is behind me, it's the first piece that I was like, willing to share it with the world only because I really want people to support Las Flores, and everything that goes from this action of my piece will like directly support Las Flores. And it's important for me because I feel like my art is super personal, and I always have like the imposter syndrome. Even if I know that I love like creating and painting and transmitting my personal taste as an artist and also my expressions as a person through visuals that are like super like spacey and colorful, but in a way that reminds you of like the space or somewhere that it's not in the real world or human world. So I feel like that's a way for me to communicate like my my passions or my feelings. But yeah, this piece is just like a social critic, and I said it in previous. I think I only said it once in the space that I had with you,
Uh,
but I know I also said it with the trio guys. So yes, this piece is like inspired in the Matrix. That's why it has like the binary code and but it's not a traditional way to put the Matrix in a picture. It's just like a social critique of our day life in the social media, which is invaded by different colors. It's like always trying to attract your attention, but it's like a trap, and there's you cannot see it, but there's an eye in above, and it's like the surveillance world we live in when we're always like being listened and seen by people who are like using our information to profit from us. And I don't know, it's just like part of my belief system, and it's part of course why I decided to create Las Flores. So it's like, yes, a special piece that I put out there. I haven't had any bid, but I mean, I don't care. At least I can say that I tried to put it out. And I mean, it's not like I don't care in a way that I'm I mean, I feel good that I put it out, and I feel like it's the beginning of probably a different phase of myself as an artist. I don't think I'm gonna be like doing this like very often, but I feel like at least I did it once, and yep, we'll see what happens.
cool. Well, I love the piece. It's super
Thank
cool. I
you.
love the colors and the composition.
You
Yeah,
can
it's
see
super
the whole
dreamy.
process in my Instagram as well.
Cool.
Yay! So
Nice.
thanks for interviewing me at the end of this streaming.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I should have been doing that sooner. But
No, no, no. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, as I said, it was a big step for me, but I mostly wanted to give visibility to the artists that I invited, and also the artists who believed in the project since the beginning. I actually posted in our social medias everything about the artists. Like if you go and scroll, you can see every artist has its own like personalized post where they say their favorite movies, their favorite director, their favorite, their inspirations and their highest achievements. Their I don't even remember what else, but I put even their picture. So
yeah, I love it. That's it. Like dedication that I think is really important for these kinds of collections. Typically, it's just like, you know, there's no showcase, there's no like list of who the artists are. It's just like come to the event and find out, sort of thing. Or just like you're like in a list of like Twitter handles you know. So I really love the personalized touch. I think this is going to be a really cool. That this is a really cool bar that you've set for future collections with Las Flores. And I love that you included your beautiful piece because as I like to remind you, like you're an awesome artist as well. I've seen the work that you've done for client projects as well. You're like a really cool video editor and artist and kind of collage artist, and like both in a 2D and 3D sense. And yeah, like I think it's really cool that you included Hypermatrix in this collection, and I'm
Yeah,
excited to see what like new amazing art you make in the future.
we'll see, we'll see. But thank you, James, for all the support. And yeah, so if you wanna bid on the Eternal Rose, you still have 21 hours. Wow, I thought it was more, but yes, you have 21 hours, and we're gonna leave the link to bid on this piece in this live stream, but it's also in our social media links. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can hit us with a DM or a comment in any tweet, and we'll send you directly the link for these pieces, 12 pieces. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yay. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you have an amazing Sunday, and
Thanks.
expect a lot of news from Las Flores and from both of us super soon.
Awesome. Woohoo.
Woo. Thank you. Let's go.
It's like glitching out.
Yes.
I'm in the Matrix.
Yes, you're for.
I'm wearing a poncho right now. I'm
All
like
right.
so South American.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's so cute. I love it. Yeah, he's in Chile, by the way. Yes. If you want to visit Chile, just DM Wizard James.
Oh yeah, I'm El Mago, Jaime.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. See you soon, guys.